How's it going, everyone? This is a 2010 Cadillac CTS-V four-door sedan that's about ready to go up for sale. The V Series is Cadillac's high-end performance racing inspired series. This particular vehicle is a second generation CTS-V. So it takes its engine directly from the C6 Corvette ZR1 build. This is a variant of that. The engine is called the LSA engine. It's a 6.2 liter supercharged V8, producing 556 horsepower with 551 pound-feet of torque. And in the automatic, which this is, the 0 to 60 time is 3.9 seconds. Top speed of approximately 175 miles per hour, which is electronically limited. And if those of you are into modding, you can certainly get that number up much higher than the factory settings. So this sedan is being sold as a fully optioned vehicle for the 2010 lineup, 2010 year. It has all the options that were available at the time of sale, including the 19-inch alloy wheels, the Ultra View panoramic sunroof. I just have it propped open in this case to give the car a little bit of ventilation. And on the inside, the Alcantara wrapped steering wheel and shift knob, as well as a few other goodies that we'll show a little bit later. The rear of the vehicle has a third brake light that also doubles as a functional spoiler. You can see the angle that it has there, producing a little bit of downforce as you get up into speed. This vehicle is also equipped with the ultrasonic parking sensors that are mounted on the rear bumper, and they coordinate with a lighting system as well as an auditory warning system that's inside the cabin. I'll do a demo of that in a little bit. That's the exhaust tips. Everything in this vehicle is 100% factory stock. This has never been modified. So there it is, nice side view. Let's go around to the driver's side of the vehicle. This car also has the Midnight Sapel, the camera can focus here, the Midnight Sapel wood trim that goes across all four doors of the vehicle, also including the trim on the inside of the vehicle here. Let's see if I can get a good shot of that. It's a little bit hard, I'm facing into the sun there. This vehicle is equipped with the Alcantara wrapped steering wheel, as well as the Alcantara wrapped shift knob. Also featuring the Recaro racing inspired seats. Nice V logo there. These are 16-way adjustable seats. In addition to having the seat back go backwards and forwards, your seat cushion can also go up and down in both the front and the back, as well as in and out. These switches here on the side control the seat bolsters, both for the seat cushion as well as for the seat back. So if you prefer a more stiff and snug ride or a more spacious ride, you can adjust these bolsters to your liking. The control pad dial here is to adjust the lumbar control. There's basically an air pressure system that mounts into the rear of the seat and controls the lumbar support all the way up to approximately where the V logo is, to the bottom of the seat. You can go in and out, up and down, as well as larger or smaller. So it's very nice. In addition, there's also this manually adjustable leg support for your thighs. Give you a little bit more comfort while you're on the road. Let's take a look at the inside of the vehicle. So again, here's the Alcantara suede wrapped steering wheel. This vehicle has also been equipped with full-on racing paddle shifters that are made by S2T. These are aluminum anodized and polished paddle shifters. The standard CTS-V comes with kind of like paddle shift buttons that go on the sides of the steering wheel. These were swapped out with a full-on paddle on either side to make paddle shifting a little bit more easy to handle. Inside dashboard has a 7-inch pop-up screen here for both navigation and multimedia playback, analog clock, as well as a slot-based CD, DVD, and MP3 CD loader. Cup holders are located in the center console, as well as an electronic park brake. And I'll get into this button in just a little bit. This vehicle was equipped with a video input harness that operates on the back of the navigation unit. It allows for backup camera integration, which was not offered in the 2010 model, but this vehicle has it equipped through the video input system. In addition, you can also cycle between 2 additional video inputs if you wanted to connect a multimedia PC to your vehicle or some other type of video input. You have the capability to do that, and this button will cycle through the various video inputs. Let's actually do a quick startup.
When you're together, did you believe she was better? Diamond egg skin, cause you let her. There's something I should tell you. There's something you should.
Steering wheel has a couple of controls on it. On the left-hand side, there's the cruise control setting to enable or disable cruise control, also to accelerate or to decelerate, as well as to resume or set your previously entered speed. This is a cancel button here on the top to cancel the cruise control. And this is also a traction control button, which controls the StabiliTrak operations of the vehicle. You can cycle it between fully enabled, 1 step below, competitive mode, which gives you pretty much track-based settings with minimal interruptions by the computer to control your stability. And finally, if you hold it in for a couple of seconds, the stability will be turned off. So if you really wanted to control it in a manual way, that's how you would do it. And 1 button press turns it back on. On the right-hand side of the steering wheel, you have your multimedia and phone controls. You have a channel change up or down, as well as a hang-up button for the Bluetooth hands-free calling. Volume up or down, as well as a voice button that controls the head unit. You can basically speak your commands to either tune a radio station, change inputs for audio, as well as activate OnStar or use your Bluetooth connected hands-free device. The navigation and multimedia screen is a 7-inch touchscreen and operates fairly nicely. This is a completely stock head unit, and the maps are current as of 2014. If you don't like the fully extended screen, there's a button here that says Nav. Simply press it and the screen will collapse into a flush-mounted screen for the dashboard. And just press it again, pops up. Other interesting controls to note, this button controls your magnetic ride control with the CTS-V. By default, the system is in what they call tour mode. This is offering the most comfort and cushiony ride that the CTS-V can offer. If you press the button, it goes into a sport mode for the suspension. Gives you a little bit more stiff type of suspension setup, allows you to feel the road a lot more than in tour mode. Another button press of it turns it back into tour mode. There, in the front cabin, there are two independent controls for either the driver or passenger for temperature. You can press the passenger button to enable that. Either side has climate control for heating and cooling, as well as for a heated seat and a ventilated seat for cooling off during the hot summer days. Passenger also has equivalent controls on their side as well. In front of the shifter, there is a small pop-up compartment, good for storing change, although it's a little bit small to store pretty much anything else other than that. DC power input there. That hides conveniently there. In the center console, there's a two-compartment mode for this. First stores some small devices, pens, paper, cards, and so forth. The bottom compartment is a little bit more spacious. Inside there's also another DC power, as well as auxiliary input for audio, and a USB port, 500 milliamp on this guy. So it's not really going to charge a lot of devices very quickly. That's why in this card I just added a little USB power input there. Look around the back. We'll get to the rear seating in just a bit. Up at the top, here is your rear view display. Rear view mirror, I should say. OnStar controls here, as well as voice activated controls. The power button here controls the auto dimming feature of the vehicle. By default it's on. If you press the button, it turns it off, and right now it's not dark enough to really see what it does, but it is able to darken the mirror within about 10 seconds completely. The phone icon is to activate Bluetooth, OnStar calling for voice. The OnStar button gets you directly to an OnStar agent, and then the SOS or the Red Cross symbol will activate emergency services. Up at the top, we have our controls for GM's Home Link for garage door opening. You have 3 buttons here. Individual map light controls. This vehicle has been completely fitted with LED lights as opposed to the halogen that the vehicle normally ships with for all interior lighting except for the vanity mirrors. Those are using the standard halogens. There are microphones here for hands-free calling for both the driver and passenger, as well as a small LED light that shines down in the dark towards the center console for identifying where you're shifting and illuminating the bottom half. Inside the passenger side glove box, it's a little bit hard to see there. See if I can get a good focus on that. There we go. Just standard dual layer compartment there. Not too spacious, but it does hold the manual for the vehicle, as well as your license, and your registration information, and your insurance. Seat has 2 side pockets, one on either side of the front passenger and the front driver position. Front driver position also has steering wheel, or rather the mirror controls, as well as buttons to control the windows of all 4 sides of the vehicle, and child lock for preventing the window from accidentally being rolled down in the rear, and door lock functions as well. Let's take a look at the rear. The rear of the vehicle is quite spacious, enough seating for 3 full-size adults. In the center console, the bottom compartment pops out, and revealing another storage compartment as well as DC power. Here are your rear vents for air conditioning. The seat backs have a mesh net that you can use for storing magazines or any type of object that you like. This one has a sun blinds that are stored behind it. Doors also have the midnight sapel wood trim and window up and down button. Here's a nice view of the panoramic sunroof, what they call the Ultra View sunroof. The center of the seats in the rear have a pull-down armrest as well as dual cup holders, and a cargo compartment pass-through door which goes directly into the base of the trunk. Rear lighting is up towards the top of the headliner here. If I can focus the phone, there it is. And LED lights for both sides. This lighting compartment here, I can get this phone to focus. There it is. Indicates your proximity to devices or any sort of objects that are behind you when you have the vehicle in reverse. This uses the ultrasonic parking sensors that illuminate 3 LEDs that are visible in the rear view mirror from the driver's perspective. 2 yellow LEDs indicate distance to an object. Finally, a third red LED indicates with a almost like a dinging noise or an auditory warning that you're within 6 inches of an object and for you to stop. So it's a very handy tool to use. Vehicle is also equipped with a backup camera through the video input system. So whenever you have the car in reverse, the backup camera will activate in addition to the ultrasonic parking sensors. There's a separate video that I'm posting that covers that in detail. Here are the side impact airbags, as well as the convenience handles and coat hanger hook. Also rear side impact airbags. Trunk of the vehicle is quite spacious for a high-performance sedan. There's normally a mesh net that comes in between these two contacts. It's just a cargo net that is included with the sale. However, it's not featured in this video, so don't worry, that is included. There's a spare tire compartment here as well. However, GM actually sells this vehicle with no spare tire. So if you are going to use this as a spare tire compartment, please provide your own. GM does, however, include basically a fix-it unit. This is a tire pressure sensor as well as a air inflator. It could be used to repair any sort of flats that you may encounter on the road, as well as to check your tire pressure. Even though it's not really necessary, the vehicle includes tire pressure sensing in the computer of the vehicle. There are some cables that you'll see here. These are twofold, actually. One is a composite video input as well as a VGA component. I should say it's actually a VGA wiring on that video cable that goes to the video input selector. Allows you to connect any type of source that you would have to your head unit. In this case, I'm using a small multimedia PC as my music player for the car. So, but you'll be getting this cable attached to the video input system, so you can attach any type of video input system that you like. Again, there's that compartment for pass-through directly into the cabin of the vehicle. And battery compartment here is behind this Velcro door. A fuse panel for the rear as well. Here's a nice shot of that backup camera there. And it's pretty well hidden from view. And here we are, 2010 Cadillac CTS-V sedan. One last item to mention is that this vehicle does ship with the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. These are Michelin's latest and greatest of the Pilot Sport series of tires. The OEM equipment for this vehicle was the Michelin Pilot Sport PS2 tires, which was what the original vehicle shipped with. Michelin then phased out the PS2s in favor of the Pilot Super Sports, and just recently, within the past 6 months, are starting to transition over to the Pilot Sport 4S's, which this vehicle already has equipped. They're very grippy tires, very good for this type of vehicle, especially if you want to throw 556 horses into the rear wheels. It's gonna need something that's super grippy in order to avoid tire spin, and thankfully these things do. Let's go ahead and take a look inside the engine block now that we've seen the rest of the vehicle. This is perhaps the most exciting part. So here's a nice view of that 6.2 liter supercharged LSA engine. See the supercharger unit on the top of that, as well as a metal strut bar. Here's the cold air intake unit. Very nice and clean here. Cadillac covers the internals of the vehicle with this kind of like a hard plastic material. So if you are wanting to kind of maintain the stock look, then these will definitely suit you. If not, you can certainly take those off. It exposes a little bit more of the engine components, makes it look a little bit more interesting if you have anyone taking a look at the car. The front headlights are bi-xenon headlights, and the bottom fog lights are traditional halogen headlamps. When you turn the vehicle on, the vehicle will calibrate the pivoting headlights. These are headlights that pivot a total of 15 degrees in either left or right side along the horizontal axis, and is designed when you are turning the steering wheel in the dark. The front headlights will actually move in that direction, so it assists you greatly if you're trying to navigate a dark road. And so when you turn the steering wheel, the headlights will look pretty much where you're looking. Alright. Here's a nice little shot. GM Performance Division. Let's see if we can get some shots of these lights. There we go. Vehicle does have an auto start mode, and start it here. There you go. Let's go around the back. And there we go. Each of the car's 4 door handles has an LED light, a white LED light that illuminates the door handle itself during the dark. Right now it's not quite dark outside to really see the full effect of this light, but it certainly creates a very classy, very upscale look for the interior of the vehicle. Matches very nicely with the midnight wood sapel. Also notice that underneath the wood sapel trim there's also an LED bar that extends basically from the side of the door all the way under the wood trim and matches all the way around the side of the door. Very nice mood lighting effect that the vehicle has. Driving the vehicle, there's actually 3 different types of modes for the transmission. The standard stock mode is what they call touring mode. The computer will shift for you, as well as pick kind of optimal shifting to minimize any sort of jolting that you may have with shifting with the gears. Then you can flip the stick over to the right side of the vehicle. That enables sport mode transmission. If you notice to the left, a gear indicator has lit up. This allows the vehicle to lengthen the time that it spends in each gear while still being in a fully automatic transmission mode. If you're doing heavy acceleration or if you want a more racy experience, then this is certainly the preferred mode. Alternatively, you can use either the paddle shifters or the stick itself to shift out of this mode. You notice that when I did that, there's an M that pops up towards the bottom, and it allows you to manually shift the vehicle in any gear that you like, depending on speed, from gear 1 through gear 6. This offers more of a manual feel.